everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to calibrate your Cricut machine for print then cut, because at the weekend I was cutting out some little footballs, as you can see, and this cut didn't quite go to plan. For some reason my Cricut recently has been cutting all of my print then cuts diagonally, just like this one, and I didn't notice that it was doing it because I went off to make breakfast, and when I came back I had this wonderful cut to come back to. And of course this is not how we want print then cuts to work. So today I'm going to share with you how to easily calibrate your machine and fix this problem. You may not find that your print then cut is as dramatically off as what mine is at the moment. You might find that it very slightly cuts outside of where you want it to be. It might be off center, but it's rare that you get one as dramatic as this, so I thought I would share this with you. So with no further ado, let's get straight into Cricut Design Space and work out how to calibrate the machine. This is the design that I was working on at the time, and this is just a print then cut football. I was just going to make some little confettis to sprinkle onto a table. I've just come back to my canvas now. The first step that we need to do then is just go up to our 3-line menu just at the top here. Just click on there and you'll get your profile come up and lots of other different options. And if you scroll down, you'll see the second one from the top is calibration. If you click on calibration, you'll get this screen come up next, and this gives you calibration for the rotary blade, the knife blade and print then cut. And you'll see a little green box underneath here, so if you click on the green box for print then cut, and you'll get this screen come up next. So in order to calibrate for print then cut, you have to have your printer attached to your computer at the time. So the printer that I'm using today is the Epson ET2710 series. If you click on the drop down menu, if you've got more than one printer, all of your printers will come up here. So that's my laser printer there, and then I've also got a HP DeskJet as well, which is actually underneath my desk, and I very rarely use that, but I might start using it for some print then cut stickers and see what the quality's like on it. I think I need some new inks for that. But so I'm just going to make sure that my Epson is selected, so let's click on that, and then we want to come here and click onto print. And when we do that, our printer is now going to spit out a printed sheet that we're going to use in our machine. So let's click on print. And you'll probably hear my printer start up in the background because it's a pretty loud one. There it goes. Once your printer has finished, you'll then move on to step 2 on the screen here, which says place the sheet on the mat. Place sheet in top left corner of your mat and then select continue. So I'm going to select continue, and then I'm going to put the piece of paper onto my mat for you as well. So here is my Cricut mat, and all we're going to do is just pop the piece of paper in the top left corner like we would if we were going to be doing a print then cut, or we were going to be putting cardstock or anything down on the mat. And I'm just going to use my brayer to make sure it's stuck down properly. There we go. So that is now stuck onto the mat. So on the printed paper you get the square in the middle, and then you've got a series of lines and letters just on the page. And what the machine will do is, first of all, it's going to cut around this square, and then it'll ask you whether the cut is accurate. So you can say whether it's accurate or not, and then you'll be able to move on to the next step. So now if we just hop back to Cricut Design Space, you can see on the screen it has connected to my machine via USB. It was struggling a little bit to connect via Bluetooth. I'm not sure what's going on with that today. And then it's got step 1 is load. So insert mat into machine, press the flashing load and unload button. So we'll do that next. And then it says press the flashing go button. So let's do those steps. So I've just got my mat here. I haven't changed any of the tools. I'm just using the standard fine point blade. So I'll just pop my mat into my machine, and then I'll hit the go button. the mat in and we've pressed go, you can see that the machine is scanning the page and it's just looking for those registration marks and that big black border that has printed onto the page. And this is obviously what you get when you are doing a print then cut normally. So the machine just goes all over the page and just looks for those registration marks. One problem that you can get sometimes with print then cut when you're doing the scanning part, if you've got really bright lights in your craft room like I have, you might find that the machine struggles to find those registration marks and you'll get an error message come up. So now it's just cutting that line around the square in the middle. And on the screen now it says, without unloading the mat, examine the cut lines around the small square in the middle. Does the cut line touch the printed line all the way around? Absolutely not. Nope. Click on continue. So now the machine's going to cut down all of the lines along the top and the side. Okay, let's have a look which is our most accurate cut. Can you see the cuts? Absolutely not one of them is in at the right place, and I can't stretch my tripod over to the numbers, but basically the number lines are going up here instead of like on the lines where they should be. So that just shows you how completely out my print then cut is at the moment. So now it says on the screen which ones have cut closest to the center. Well, none of them at all. So I think 2 is actually touching the line and C is touching the line, so let's just click on continue. Okay, so it wants me to unload the mat now and do another cut, so let's unload that. So back on the next screen we need to now click on reprint and print out another calibration sheet, and then we need to just pop it onto the cutting mat and get ready to put it into the machine to try again. And then pop that into the machine again and just click on go. Let's see what happens now. Once again the machine scans. So the scan's complete again. Let's see what happens with the cut. Okay, so the cut still is not right. It's a little bit more accurate now. You can see it's actually on the square, but it isn't touching the square. So let's select no on the screen again and continue. Now it's going to do its line cuts again. Okay, so now we need to look at the lines again and see which one is the most accurate. So, they actually are on the line. Let's have a look. So you can see that those ones are on the line. The S and the T look pretty good. And then at the top, as again, I can't stretch my tripod over to there to reach that, but I think probably 19 and 20. So let's put those into the computer. So on the top, let's go 19. And then on the right, let's go for S. And continue. Okay, so again it says unload the mat. Now the calibration cuts are completed, we need to reprint and retest. So let's unload. I'll click on continue. And just take that off the mat, and I have another sheet here ready. So make sure it's nice and straight when you apply it to the mat, just to give the machine a good chance of getting the cut in the right place. Okay, that's on there again. So now we're going to click continue on the machine, sorry, on the computer. And the machine, as you can see, is ready. And just hit go when it comes up with its flashy light. it's cut around the small square again. Let's have another look at that. That's actually pretty good. So it is touching the black line all the way around. So on the computer screen now we can say yes. And then we will click on continue. It says we're getting close, let's fine tune the calibration so your cuts are perfect. Select continue to perform the cuts. So now it's going to do the same thing again and just cut along the top and the right hand lines again. So that's done. So now I'm just going to look at my cuts again. So now my most accurate cut along the top is 12, and down this side I would say it's K. So let's go onto the computer and put 12K into our drop down menu. And then click on continue. Now it's going to cut around the big box out of the two, and hopefully this should be on the line all the way around and should be perfect. So let's check it out and see what happens. Wow, that is amazing. It is completely on the line. I'm going to zoom right in for you so that you can see how much of a difference that has made. You can't even see where the cut line is because it is so centered on this black line. It's absolutely perfect. If I now just lift up this at the corner, you're going to see how accurately that has cut that box out. That's amazing. So that is done. So now on the screen it says confirmation cut, unload the map, remove the calibration sheet and mark your feedback below. Are you happy with your cut? And on this occasion, yes, I am. Nice, we're almost done. Select continue to go to the final calibration screen. So continue, and it's done. I just thought I'd go through the results of our calibration. So this was how the machine started off, and obviously it's cutting really off center. And then this was my first calibration sheet, which as you can see is not very good at all. We've got the box where it should have cut and then where it did cut, and then all of the lines completely out of where they should have been. The second one was a little bit better. It did manage to get onto the actual box, but it still sort of sliced out, you know, where it shouldn't have cut. And then the lines were a little bit closer. At least they were on the same sort of line. They were straight rather than being diagonal there. Down this side again they were relatively straight, but only the bottom 2 or 3 were touching the black line. And then this was our third calibration sheet. So this is the one where it's basically giving its final go at calibrating the machine. And as you can see, I've still got it on the mat because it's cut quite a lot. So the center square here did cut on the line, and it's pretty good. If we can peel that up, you can see it's on the line and it's touching the black border all the way around the cut, and you can see it on this piece also. And then on the lines at the top you can see they are all quite accurate. The only ones really that aren't are like the ones further out to this side and this side. They're probably a couple of millimeters away from that line, but I went with 12 being my most accurate cut, so you can see it straight through the center of that line. And then down here you can see again they are pretty good. These ones are a bit out at the top here, but then the one I went for was K there because I think that one is the most accurate cut. It was a toss-up really between K and L, but they're pretty good. And then when we've done that and we've selected those, this was the final result of the calibration. So if we just peel back this piece, you can see how accurate it's cut around that box. So I'm hoping now that when I cut my footballs next time, it's going to be nice and straight and we're not going to have any problems. I'll let you know. So this was the result of cutting the footballs out after calibration, and they are perfect. You can see I used the bleed function on here to make sure that I got a nice crisp black edge around each of my footballs, and they are absolutely perfect and make really lovely table confetti. So I hope you found this video to be useful and that you have learnt something new. If you have, I'd love to see you again for the next one, so don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button if you have learnt something new today and it's helped you to calibrate your Cricut machine. If you've got any questions or comments, drop them down below and I'll see you soon for the next one. Bye!